So a few days ago, I installed this VIOFO A229 Plus, which is really good, but I have it connected to this connector here with this cable hanging from everywhere because it was temporary. I didn't want to run it through the sides because I bought this kit, the HK4 Hardwire Kit, that came with, I specifically asked for this type of fuses, which I don't remember, mini or micro, I cannot remember, but I checked them on my car, which is, and this is a Civic, and it would be here on this side. I'll show you later. I'm gonna have to get with the light and get in there. I'll show you. I'm gonna be looking for an accessory a fuse and a live fuse, the one that has 12 volts all the time, so the camera can switch from using the volts or using the energy when the car is running and then when it's parked. And specifically on this car, I wanted to be recording when it's parked, and we'll get into that with this. So if we take a look inside of the box, it comes with a bunch of cable, right, because you have to run it all the way to the camera. And then it comes with this voltage selector. This is to protect, oh, here it is. This is to protect the battery, so when you come back to the car, even though it was recording you in parking, you still have battery left to start the car. You don't want to come and say, oh yeah, I recorded everything, but my car doesn't start. Right now it's an 11.8 volts. I will start testing this with the opposite. I'm gonna go all the way to 12.4 and see if it cuts. So the camera will be recording when I turn off the car until the voltage on the battery is 12.4. Then it will stop to protect the battery. And if it doesn't record that long, then I'm gonna try to, and the battery still runs, and I come to the car and I can start it, then I'm gonna try 12.2 and see how it goes. I guess this all depends on how old is the battery. If you're reaching the end like 4 or 5 years, you may want to leave it here just in case, so you always have battery. But we'll see. I'm gonna start doing this, and I'm gonna leave this in an accessible place so I can change it whenever I want. So as I said, these are the connectors that I bought, which have to be spliced here, one here and the other one there, on the red and on the yellow. But let me explain you how they work. They come with that fuse. This is the fuse. You can see it, yep. It comes with that fuse on this location, because supposedly you're gonna be removing a fuse from some other place on the box and putting this thing in. So this is gonna replace a fuse. Remember, a fuse only connects one side with the other, and that's it. So if this is gonna connect from here to here, I'm gonna show you that this terminal is exactly the same as this one and this one, because it's gonna try to connect again. So let me put this on continuity. So the voltmeter is in continuity. So of course you hear that. Now let's prove the point that this is the same as this one and this one, and they're all connected. So the signal will come here and we'll try to jump to the other side, right, to come out of here. So whenever, notice that this connection is different from this one. Let me just bring it closer to the camera. This one is different from this one. It's because this one will go all the way to the connector here. So if we check this with this, it is connected. This with this is not, of course. And this with this is not. And this with this one, yes. So whenever you remove, let's say that you have this fuse on the car and you put this instead, the fuse that you remove from the car will go here, because it will still connect and will do its job. But at the same time, this fuse that came with this and is going to be here is going to go in here and bring the signal in there, the voltage, to this connection here. and at the same time it's going to let it go here. Okay, so now that you understand that, we'll put it back, because that's the purpose. This is 5, it says 5 right there. It's the purpose to bring the 12 volts to this connector. And now we're gonna splice them. I'm gonna remove this. And here, I'm gonna put them inside. Yeah, let's make sure that all the filaments go in. Yeah, it felt good. So now, as you can see, that one was spliced there when it came from the manufacturer. I'm gonna use this section here, like there, around. No, sorry, like around here. So I'm gonna be ready there. There it is. And I think that's a good place. Of course, Murphy's Law. There. Okay. There we are. And now it's connected. I'm pulling and it's not coming out. So this one is connected. This one is going to be the ACC one, accessory. And this one will be the battery one. So then we will have to look for 3 places: the accessory, the battery, and the ground, on where to put them in the car. Now let's get this one prepared. Like around here. And now let's get it the best we can. Inside. Take a little bit more outside. Yeah, there you go. Press. Yeah, here we go. And I'm pulling and it's not coming out. So this is ready. I left this one all the way like this because I don't think I'm gonna need all this cable. I'm gonna attach this inside somehow, and I left it again, like I said, in 12.4, and then I'm gonna run this all the way to the camera once it's done, once all this is connected. So when the car, this is ground, right? So when the car is running, it's gonna receive energy from the accessory, this one, yellow. And when it stops, because this one goes to from 12 volts to 0, the camera says, oh, the car is off, so I'm gonna go into parking mode, and I'm gonna start using battery from this one. That is the one that has 12 volts all the time. Okay, so in this Civic, this is a 2014 EX, by the way. You can see it here. It's a lot easier. I already installed this one in a 2020 Civic EX. So, but this one is super accessible. Right there are the fuses. This is the OBD port. And here it tells you what each fuse is. So we're gonna be looking for one that says accessory. And so this is fuse number 1, 2, 3, and so on and so on. I'm gonna be looking for, on the other car I found one that said accessory, literally. And then I'm gonna be looking for the easiest part where I can get 12 volts. And I'm going to be measuring that with a voltmeter. Let me show you how. So it's pretty difficult to record in here, but I'll do my best. So I have the voltmeter here on continuous, of course, and it's going to measure if I have 12 volts or not. I revised the numbers, and I decided to use number, this is 19, 20, 21, 22. That says ignition 2 HAC, which I think is hill assist something, control or something, which is, I don't think this car is using it that much. But if you, with a black one, you have to touch this one here, this bolt here, which is, by the way, we're going to put the black cable, and then you have to check if you have voltage when the car is off. and you check at the top and at the bottom. That's why I removed the fuse, and there's nothing. So most likely it's just an accessory one because the car is off. Now I also check that this is 22, 3, 4, 5. 25 is a good candidate. It says B plus B accessory, and this one has 12 volts when the car is off. Now I'm gonna have to remove this fuse to check which part has the 12 volts, because right now with the fuse, of course, you're gonna touch both sides and it's 12 volts, but you want to know if it is up there. For example, I'm gonna check this one. This one has 12 volts on the top, but nothing at the bottom. So that's the positive side. You think it that way. And I'm saying it's important to know which one is where the signal is coming. It's not sheer like positive, but because you want to correspond with where the signal is coming with the top. Remember that this connector at the bottom was different. The top should be the one that comes the 12 volts, because that's what the 12 volts come here and goes to both. If you do it here, it doesn't go to both. So in other words, this has to be connected this way, facing downwards. So the positive, which is where the 12 volts is, goes to the top of this. So we're gonna have to go like this. There. And then I'm gonna hide everything right here, and I'm gonna run the cable on this side, like this way, and going up later on. So I'm gonna have to remove number 25 and check where's the positive. Most likely it's at the top, but positive. Where the 12 volts coming from the top, most likely. So I'm gonna check that. Okay, so I removed number 25 using this tool, of course, and I'm gonna check again if the positive is from the top. Yeah, 12. I can read 12 volts from the top and nothing at the bottom. Now we still have to check that this one, the number 21, 19, 20, 21, 22, it doesn't have anything here nor here. But now I'm gonna turn the car, because remember this is the accessory one. So I'm gonna check if it has 12 volts when I turn it on. Now I went to ignition 2, ignition 1, ignition 2. So now I'm going to, which is 2 times pressing the start button, of course. And I'm checking, yep, and I have 12 volts from the top and nothing from the bottom. In other words, if I go back to my cables and I check, this is the accessory one, and this is the battery one. The battery one, we already decided that this is the 7.5 that I removed from position 25. I'm gonna put it here, there, and the battery one will go into position 25. There you go. Then the one I removed from position 22, which is the accessory one, I put it there, and this one goes in position 22. So I got my 2 candidates. It's correctly placed. I'm gonna hide all this in there, but before running and routing everything, sorry, the camera keeps moving, keeps bouncing, sorry about that. I'm gonna now connect this straight to the camera and make sure that it works as it should. Like it turns on when the car is on, and it turns on also when the car is off, because it goes into parking mode. So we'll try that. And the last step, of course, is to connect the black cable, the ground, into a bolt like that, where we were using that bolt to test the voltage when we were doing this. So, and that. So I'm sure that is a proper ground, because I've been using it. And this is where I connected it. So I disconnected the cable from here, and I connected the one that we just finished setting up all the way to the camera right there on this side. So now if I turn on the car, it should work the same way, and we should see it turn it on. Yep, as it normally would do when you turn on the car. It should say 2 channels started. Let's see.
Recording, 2 channels started.
Great. So now I'm gonna turn it off. turn off the car, and it turns off like it would have done exactly with the connection directly from an accessory port. Okay, now I have to turn it on back again and configure parking mode, because now it's ready to use parking mode. Let's see if it's better angle. Now in order to do it from the camera, you have to press this one to stop it, to stop recording. Now that it's blinking, stop recording. Now press this one to access the menu. There you go. Video. Go into video. Down. Here we go. Parking recording. Okay, parking mode first. Yeah, it's off. So I don't want time lapse. I want out of event detection, which is somebody walks in front of my car, or the G sensor detects that it was hit, it will start recording. So let's do that. That's first. Second, timer. You want to record only 30 minutes after you park? 1 hour? No. Forever if you can, until the battery is depleted to the level that I said. So I'm gonna leave it off. Then parking mode. You can for the demonstration purpose, I'm gonna leave it off, but this is a good idea to have 90 seconds, because when you park, then you leave and you're just kind of walking for 90 seconds until the car starts recording. So I'm gonna leave it off now, so it starts recording as soon as you turn it off. So I'm gonna leave it like that. Then I'm gonna move it to 90. G sensor, medium sensitivity. So if they hit it or they bumper to bumper or something, it will start recording. I'm gonna leave it medium now. And then motion detection. If somebody walks in the back, in the rear of my car, in the front of the car, it will record it. It will record it. It was always recording, but it's not saving it. So if it detects that event, it will save it to the memory. So I'm gonna leave it medium sensitivity, yeah. And I'm gonna go out, and out. Now that it's in that mode, if you notice here, it doesn't have the parking symbol. You'll see it.
Recording. 2 channels started.
Now it's recording. So I'm gonna turn off the car now. Let's see what it says.
Parking recording started.
Here we go. So it's parking recording started. Now the fact that that light is blinking, it means that it's not saving it to the memory, to the SD card. Yes, it's registering everything that is going on. So if I slide my fingers in front of the lens, you'll see that it will record that thing. Now it's recording because it detected somebody walked in front of my car. And I think it records like for 30 seconds or so. And now after it records, it comes back into like it's in a mode that is sensing, see if something is going on. And the same would happen if you start doing it in the background. Yeah, now it's saving energy, of course. But now it should start blinking in any moment. There you go. So now it's in sentinel mode, I would call it. But that's it. That's how you set it up. Let's see if I press this one. Yeah, that comes back. That recorded into the emergency things. It will keep it there forever. So that's it. Pretty much that's how you do the parking mode. And now the last thing I'm gonna have to do is route all this cable, this black one, through. I'm gonna do it through here. Just remove this thing a little bit, and then you run the cable there, here. I'm gonna run it through here, and then at the top, and bring it down all the way to there. And that would be it. So thank you for watching. If this helped you, please subscribe and like it, share it, so it helps me doing more videos. This was really challenging to record all that stuff over there. So thank you very much for your support.